All right, guys, so now we're taking a look at counter trends. The thing with the markets is sometimes you could be trending for a very, very long period of time, like a big macro trend, but within that, you may have some smaller trends. And if you can't understand the difference, you may get confused or mixed up, or you may be caught on the wrong side of the market. So we're going to take a look at counter trends and how they form and how you can identify them in this episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. Take your time, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Yes, guys, so you're starting to understand trends and trend lines and so on and so forth. This is just the foundation of things, all right? You're gonna begin to build all this stuff on top of one another and start to map things out and really be able to understand these concepts to a sophisticated degree. Right now, I'm just trying to lay down the foundations so you can identify and go and play around. Don't expect anything too much just yet. There's so much more to go. What we're gonna go into now is counter trend lines. And this is more on the building blocks of trends and so on and so forth. And as you can see in later episodes, we'll get to the more sophisticated stuff. But obviously, as we trend up, or as we trend down, but in this example, as we trend up, we have to trend in other directions as well, okay? Like that. Depending on the time frame you're looking at, okay, maybe we're looking at the weekly time frame, okay? This overall weekly trend that is bullish may present little, I don't know, like maybe little 4-hour trends that are bearish, okay? So while the overall trend is really bullish, the minor trends may be bearish. What goes up must come down in the markets, and what goes down must come eventually back up again. And you always have to remember that, all right? And if you can understand where you are in context, and if you can understand where you are within a trend, you can really begin to position yourself in a much more successful place than you would if you didn't understand that, okay? Bitcoin has a really fantastic example right now, okay? So let's just talk about psychology of the market in general. We, as investors and traders, are very bullish on the idea of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as a whole. This trend line you see here, I would say, is a bullish trend line, okay? Even this trend line that you see here, okay? Like that one. Okay, let's get rid of this price action actually, just for the sake of our argument. This trend line here, and also as well, I want you to, I'm gonna speak more about this in later episodes. Support and resistance diagonally is the same as horizontally. You know how obviously support makes resistance and so on and so forth, and you get levels that are respected to the upside and to the downside. Same as diagonal. Look at this one, for example. We start from this point, it's support, then it flips to resistance, then it flips back to support. This is now a bullish trend. Why? Well, because the price action is being held above, okay? But what's interesting about this is, look, while we are printing bullish, what happened for, by the way, this is the weekly time frame. What happens when we go to the daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame within this market context? Okay, so this is the same trend. Don't get confused. Don't get confused, right? So this is this overall trend, right? We are literally in a bullish trend on this overall trend line. But look what's going on within the markets. We've got this bearish trend. And this is just going to be a quick video so you can identify. We've got this bearish trend here. And even within this one, we've even got like another bullish trend forming in here. Yeah. And then even there, we've got like bearish trends forming like there. And, you know, as you can see, it can definitely get messy. And you don't want your charts to look like this. But this is just showing you what can actually happen in a market overall. And we're going to identify all of them. Look, we've got this trend, and then here we have a bearish trend. We've got even a bearish trend there. We have a bearish trend here in an overall bullish trend. And we've got bearish trends there, and we've got a bullish trend in here. But then look, when we just zoom out, right out, and we go back to our weekly time frame, all of that is just within a bullish trend. Simple. But you do have these counter trends forming. But all it is the flow of supply and demand. Okay. All it is just the market's moving how the market should move in order to be healthy and sustainable. All right. And the reason why I wanted to identify this is because it's the building blocks, and it speaks to top-down analysis. It speaks to understanding the time frame you're in. It speaks to understanding the significance of the actual trend you're in and being able to identify what actual trend you are in and not getting mistaken by smaller movements or maybe trying to capitalize on the smaller movements. It's all layering knowledge and layering ideas. And things do get very, very tricky in this game. And it is quite a hard job when you do get all of these different things going on and all of these different things accumulating and being layered on top of one another. Here's even another example here, right? So for example, this is probably the best example really. I don't know why I didn't come here first. Look at that. Bullish trend, bearish trend line there. So we're on the daily time frame, yeah? And, in an overall bullish trend, 1, 2, lower lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows being formed. We then have a really nice bearish trend being formed. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But in the grand scheme of things, we're trending bullish, all right? But it still forms counter trend lines. I'm not going to go into any more detail on this because it will just spoil the surprise, spoil the fun. And this is really complex stuff, but you get the idea. Just to recap, guys, remember, while you're trending up, while the market's moving down, sometimes this can be a bearish trend, but realistically, it's just in an overall bullish trend. And we need to be able to understand as traders what trend we're actually in, because the larger trend, the higher time frame is the more powerful one. Okay, remember that. I'll see you in the next episode. All right, guys, as you can see, these counter trends are very frequent within our crypto markets. We have our huge bull markets and we have our huge bear markets, but within there, sometimes the market goes different ways, and you need to be able to position yourself correctly in order to remain profitable and successful. All right, so take your time with all this stuff. We're getting there now with Technical School, and I'll see you in the next episode.